Where is it? Up in the tree?
Oh man. Worst possible thing that could happen to you, eh? Very upsetting. Is that very upsetting? Uh-oh. Hope I can't get it down. Here. Come here, you. Here, do you want me to throw it? Here, come on. Got it, come on. What a day. Been waiting for this kind of weather for, what, 4 months? Now that I've got it, I don't feel like working on the sauna. I feel like going out snowshoeing or rabbit hunting or ice fishing or something. But I guess since I already started it and it's almost noon, I might as well stick with this today and then maybe go out and do something else for the rest of the week. It's part of the week. Hi everybody, Sean James here. Welcome back to the cabin and thanks for watching that video. So it's Saturday today, the day after my typical Friday feature video, I guess you can call it. It's usually the summary or the longest video of the week that shows a lot of what I worked on in the previous week. So Saturday, that being the following day, a lot of times I take it off. I don't do any editing and I actually don't do any work typically, or often I guess, on this. I usually Fridays and Saturdays are often days that I go into town or spend the whole days with my wife or my wife and daughters. So this is different today, and when I woke up this morning I was thinking about not doing anything today. I actually was kind of feeling lazy, to be honest, and I was tired. I didn't get a very good night's sleep last night, but then I checked the forecast and saw that we had an extreme weather warning, and that turned into a freezing rain warning for tonight, starting tonight, and then all day tomorrow, periods of rain or snow or a mix with freezing rain. So it's going to be nasty weather for, it looks like, maybe full 24 hours or 36 hours starting this evening. So that created some urgency, and I got myself motivated, and I came out, brought all the rest of those 2x6s up from the road, which took a couple hours, and then again I almost took a break and decided at that point not to continue. I think that was about 10:30 at that point. But again, that forecast is making me nervous, and the reason is that it was going to cover these roof boards on the roof in ice and snow, and who knows when it's going to melt. So I was going to end up in that same situation where materials are a mess. So I decided to keep going, and it's only about 3 o'clock right now, and I got all the roof boards on. I got one side trimmed off at the final length, and I got this tarp on top of the roof to keep any ice and snow from accumulating on it. So I'm very, very relieved. Glad I did it, and I still have lots of time to go and spend the rest of the evening with my wife. And it being such a beautiful day, I think we'll probably go out and do some photography. It looks like could be a nice sunset. The clouds are kind of starting to build, and wildlife's really active. Birds are all flying around here. I saw moose tracks this morning and deer tracks. So things are starting to move, and it's that time where, you know, another week or two, this ground's going to start thawing on south-facing slopes in particular, and we're going to be able to look forward to spring. Sap's going to start running probably, if it stays warm or gets warm and stays warm this week during the day, then the sap will be running for sure. So I would say I'm going to wait another week or two before I start tapping the trees. So pretty exciting. Spring's here, and getting out in nature, man, this is, yeah, it's uplifting. If I had stayed inside the cabin or gone into town or something, I definitely would be feeling, especially when I'm tired like that, it can lead to not depression, but unhappiness or something at least. But getting out into nature every single time, it lifts me up, and I'm always glad that I did it. And it works for my wife too. I know there's been times in the past where she's not feeling great emotionally or mentally, like in the morning or something, and then we go out for a kayak. As soon as we get on the water, all troubles just melt away, and I don't know, it's peaceful. So it's so worthwhile. So kind of wanted to make that point. I keep thinking about what am I doing with my videos lately, and am I really getting across the message that I want to get across? Or like, I film everything that I'm doing, or a lot, not everything obviously, but a lot of what I'm doing here, building especially, and cooking and stuff like that. But I wonder what's worthwhile sharing with you guys. I struggle with that every week, especially when I'm editing. What should I include? What should I not? What's too boring or irrelevant? And a lot of times I have to remind myself of what my legacy, legacy I want to leave, and what message I want to leave if I was only remembered for one thing. And I go back to my title, first of all, my self-reliance, and I think that's primary. I think it's a call to action for all people to become a self-reliant, whereas it's not fully just self-reliance, but to achieve everything that you're meant to achieve, or to fulfill your true and full potential. I think that's an important, I think it's probably one of the things that all people have a responsibility to do, is to live up to your full potential and become the best you, so that the whole world benefits from the best you rather than the alternative. So that's primary, I think, self-reliance. And then the other thing is nature. I really think salvation of the world is in society is found in our natural world, and you know, it's dwindling, especially in places not here. We're fortunate that we still have a lot of wilderness here, but it's not complete wilderness. Me settling into this land is an example. This was, you know, the home of the animals before I started my homestead here. So it's slow encroachment here, but it's still encroachment, and still having an impact on wilderness and on nature. So if I had one thing to say to my kids and to anybody watching this channel, is to get out and enjoy it. Get out and enjoy it while it lasts, for one thing, but you know, seek it out. Find those places that have some semblance of, or resemblance to nature the way it used to be, at least. And sometimes it's just little tiny spaces in a park or something, and you have to get down to that micro level and look at the smaller microenvironments and organisms and stuff to get that feel for nature, because it still still functions at that level as well, and then all the way up the chain into the bigger natural landscapes like this. So seek out what you can, but I think if you're depressed or anxious or have any kind of mental illness, or you know, tired, whatever it is, I think it's worthwhile just getting outside as much as you can, and even if your mobility is limited, do what you can to get outside and breathe that fresh air and get some kind of nature. Breathe that nature, and touch a tree, breathe the air around a tree, whatever it is. I really believe that's worthwhile. So I'm glad I got out. If I had stayed in the cabin editing a video or went into town, I wouldn't be feeling uplifted like I am right now, and I certainly wouldn't have felt accomplished. I wouldn't have been happy that I got this done to the point where got a roof on, got it watertight, and don't have to worry about the weather coming in or any other weather that's going to come in over the next week. In fact, I could work inside this thing if it starts raining. Start working on the interior. This is not the final roof, obviously, but it's watertight enough that most of the water would stay off me if I worked inside. So that might be what I end up doing this week. Anyway, I am going to get out and enjoy the rest of this day, and hope that parts of tomorrow I can get out as well. But I'll be editing this video likely and a couple others and getting my shopping done for the week, and then looking forward to a beautiful upcoming second week of March. So have a great week, have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you up at the cabin next time. Take care.